Welcome, everyone, to another session of the Mastermind Book Club. Tonight, we have a new book that we are getting ready to go over. And to introduce this book, I'd like to call on Gina Pouchet. Gina?
Right. Thank you, David. The book that we are reviewing this week is by Peter Thiel, and it's called 0 to 1. And this book, it argues that true innovations come from creating something completely new rather than simply improving upon an existing product or service. So Peter Thiel, he believes that going from 0 to 1 is the key to building a successful and sustainable company. He identifies several key principles for creating successful startups, and these include the importance of building a strong team, having a clear and unique vision, and being willing to take risk. Now, with Mr. Thiel, he believes that with monopolies, that monopolies are actually good, okay, for the world. They're good for people and they're good for company because it helps them to innovate, and they're able to do these things pretty much, on their own. Some of us might think monopoly, red flag, okay, but that's not how Mr. Thiel believes. So it was a thought-provoking book, insightful, and it challenges, traditional notions of entrepreneurship. As far as I'm concerned, this book is a must-read for anyone that is interested in entrepreneurship. David.
Gina, thank you very much. And it does challenge ideas in entrepreneurship. Thank you, Gina, again. Reggie Hilliard. Oh, you're muted.
Good evening, everyone. Reggie Hilliard from the Mastermind Book Club. Gina covered a decent amount of what the book covered, but a couple things that I'll note is that it talked about in the book this whole concept of, well, it was a mention of progress without planning being evolution is a form of progress, right? But that's in the natural world. But in this world of business, in the world of creation in that space, you want to have a plan to work towards a betterment of yourself and working towards a betterment of your future, having such that you have a blueprint for some level of success. And the idea, obviously, as has been mentioned, is to create things that are new as opposed to just recreating, or rather just having some of the same things and just perpetuating that thing. So having a one thing and just like globalizing it, as it was mentioned. Another thing is that we think about this concept of a miracle, and it says that technology is actually our version of miracles. So if we have technology, then we can actually build upon where we are, and we can become a greater nation, a greater company, a greater whatever, right? So technology is our way of making ourselves more, right? So once we're able to build ourselves through technology, we can actually expand, we can actually grow, we can actually thrive in a way that we might want to thrive, but ideally in the form of a new technology. And I just really like the gist of it. I mean, there are more things to cover, but as I mentioned, Gina really just sort of touched upon a lot of that. So just covering those couple points, I think is sufficient.
Thank you, Reggie. And it's true. In order to thrive, new opportunities do exist always. Martha Johnson, and thank you, Reggie Hilliard. Thank you very much. Martha Johnson.
Good evening, everyone. This was a terrific book for me. He was the founder for PayPal, and he was the first major investor in Facebook. He's a very knowledgeable person. He went to Stanford University, underground and law school. Is a very talented person. And he have 10 tips for business, take it away, like start from 0 to 1, create something new, just usable for everyone. And don't be afraid to ask questions. Be clearly about and whatever you invest your money and create something new. He say competition is no profit for anyone, and monopoly is a company. They control the market like Google, and that's what I get for this talent person, Peter Thiel.
Thank you, Martha Johnson. And monopoly, yes, it can be taken in many ways. The reality is that everything that is out there is being copied. And now with artificial intelligence, so much more copies are out there. And that's just the reality. So I just want to add 7 questions that stood out for me from this book. 7 questions, which I will post below in the notes of this recording. Number 1 is engineering. Can you create a breakthrough technology instead of incremental improvements? Number 2, timing. Is now the right time to start your business? Number 3, monopoly. Are you starting with a big share of all small markets? Number 4, people. Do you have the right team? Number 5, distribution. Do you have a way to not just create, but to deliver your product? Number 6, durability. Will your market position be defensible a 10-year to 20-year into the market future? And the number 7, the last one, secret. Have you identified a unique opportunity that others don't see? Why these 7 questions? Most of us start out with a business. We don't know where we're headed. We don't know what we need. We don't know the resources that it takes to move ahead. And that's what Peter Thiel tells us with these 7 basic questions. If you get 5 out of these 7 with an answer, a solid answer, your business is most probably set. Most probably set. 6 is much more powerful, and 7, you are unstoppable. So just remember that. If you're looking to start out a business, if you're looking to become an entrepreneur, you've got to get some of the answers to these questions. And everyone here in this group said something very important along the lines, you've got to ask yourself better questions. I need to ask myself better questions. This is the Mastermind Book Club signing off until next week. We'll review another empowering book. Take care.